Hello and welcome to Reviewsinsidetv. Thanks for spending a bit of your day with me today. What I've got for you is a hands-on deep dive into the JVC true wireless compact earbuds with active noise canceling, Bluetooth 5.3, 27-hour playback, low latency mode, IPX4 rated. Let's see how these promise-laden little buds perform in real life. What works, what doesn't, and whether they deserve your attention. I'll start by laying out exactly what these earbuds offer. Features, specs, and what problems they aim to solve, then walk you through how they performed in my own use, highlight strengths and weaknesses, compare them to rivals, talk build quality, and finally deliver my verdict. Midway, I'll also ask you to hit like and subscribe if you're liking this format, so you don't miss further reviews. At first glance, the JVC Compact True Wireless ANC earbuds present an appealing spec sheet. Active noise canceling, ANC, that JVC claims adapts to your environment. Bluetooth 5.3, though earlier model references mention 5.2. Up to 27 hours total playback, Buds case. Quick charge via USB-C, short charge to get extra listening time. Low latency mode intended for gaming/video synchronization. IPX4 rating for sweat and splash resistance. Ergonomic silicone tips, a compact and lightweight form factor. The implicit promise is that you get immersion via noise cancellation, worry-free all-day use, battery plus quick charge, and enough responsiveness for gaming/streaming without the fear of losing them to rain or sweat during activity. Why do these matter? Because in everyday use, ambient noise is always present: commutes, office chatter, cafe hum. If ANC works well, it elevates the experience. Battery anxiety is real. Many earbuds oversell battery life. Latency matters if you game on mobile or watch videos, and build and fit affect whether you forget you're wearing them or are fidgeting all day. So these specs address very real pain points. Okay, so how do they behave when I put them through their paces? Setting up was straightforward. I unboxed the earbuds and case, charged them, then paired with my phone and laptop. The pairing process was quick. The buds showed up as a Bluetooth device immediately and connected reliably. There weren't any weird hiccups linking to different platforms: iOS, Android, Windows. The touch controls worked, though sometimes I had to tap twice or hold to get the correct mode change. Occasional mistaps or unintended pausing occurred, which is common in earbuds with touch surfaces. I tested them across several scenarios. 1. Commuting, ambient noise, riding on a train, walking in city streets, bus noise. With ANC on, they reduced a noticeable portion of the low-mid hum. They don't rival premium ANC from big brands, but ambient chatter and engine noise were tamed. In extremely noisy conditions, voices still poke through. 2. Music playback. I ran a mix of tracks: bass-heavy songs, mids, vocals, orchestral. The earbuds deliver a sound that leans neutral to slightly warm. Vocals are clear. Mid-frequencies have decent definition. Where they hesitate is in deep bass extension and clarity in dense passages. Pushing volume high sometimes introduced mild distortion. They don't pretend to be audiophile grade, but for casual listening, podcasts, streaming, they perform respectably. Number 3. Gaming video. With low latency mode enabled, I played a first-person mobile shooter and watched a few high-tempo videos. The sync between visual and audio was good, hardly noticeable delay. For fast-paced games, it's serviceable. It's not ultra-competitive esports grade, but for consumer use, it's solid. 4. Calls, voice use. I took calls in quiet and somewhat noisy environments. The clarity is average. On the receiving end, people could hear me, but I noticed occasional muffling in windy or noisy surroundings. The mic is not a highlight. 5. Extended wear and sweat, light rain. I wore them through a workout with mild sweat and on a rainy walk. The IPX4 rating held up, no failure or moisture issue. Comfort-wise, for the first hour they felt light and unintrusive. After 2 or 3 hours, I did feel mild pressure inside my ear canals, especially in certain ear shapes, so they generally walk the line between usefulness and compromise. Let me talk about what stands out. Both good and bad. On the plus side, the ANC is a pleasant surprise at this price range. It reduces a fair bit of background noise, especially consistent hums. The sound is balanced enough for everyday use. Battery life is solid. I could get through a full workday plus some on a charge. Quick charging is useful when you're in a pinch. The low latency mode is a differentiator in this class. the IPX4 protection is welcome for workouts or rainy commutes. The unit is compact and light, which helps with comfort. On the downside, the touch controls are prone to mistaps. ANC is not stellar in the very noisiest or fluctuating sound environments, buses, open streets. Voices still leak. Bass lovers may find it underwhelming in depth. The mic performance is so-so in challenging ambient conditions. Some users, as I experienced, may feel pressure in the ear canal over long sessions. Also, there is no app to EQ or fine-tune sound. At least nothing notable is advertised, which means you're stuck with the onboard tuning. Some inconsistencies in battery reporting can crop up. You can't always see exactly how much battery remains in the buds versus case in every device. Some of these negatives are subjective. For example, whether the fit causes discomfort depends on your ear shape. Others are more objective. Mic clarity in wind or lack of app support are limitations across users. Now, value for money. If these earbuds are priced, as often listed, in the mid-budget range, then they deliver quite a lot. ANC, low latency mode, IPX4, and decent battery life. Those are features often reserved for higher tiers. However, compared to rivals, you'll see trade-offs. For similar money, you have options like the Anker Soundcore Life P2, or budget models from JBL or Skullcandy that may deliver stronger bass or app control, but perhaps without ANC or lower latency. If you stretch your budget a bit, you get considerably better ANC, better mic, and more refined tuning. So while the JVC offering is ambitious and in many ways punches above what the price would suggest, it also sits in a competitive zone where small gains from competitors can shift value. If your expectations are modest and your use case is casual listening, they probably deliver fair value. Comparisons. If you look at something like the JBL Tune or basic Sony models in a similar price band, those often omit true ANC or sacrifice low latency. On the other hand, stepping up to something like the Sony WF-C700N or Bose's lower tier models gives you much stronger noise cancellation, better mic performance, and more robust app support, but at a noticeably higher cost. So the JVC option is appealing as a feature-rich mid-budget choice, but it does lag in refinement compared to premium brands. Also, some of JVC's own older models, HA-A30T earlier version, have been reviewed with similar trade-offs, ANC decent but not revolutionary. The jump in battery to 27H is an improvement, but in many respects the underlying strengths and weaknesses remain consistent. Let's talk build quality and expectation of longevity. The earbuds and case are built mostly of plastic with a matte finish. They feel reasonably solid in hand, no obvious creaks or weakness. The hinge on the case is firm but not stiff. The silicone tips are standard. Given typical consumer care, there's no glaring red flag. However, in this price class, you have to temper expectations. Internal parts, battery lifespan, and wear on touch contacts may degrade over time. I haven't had them long enough to gauge multi-year durability, and JVC lacks large published data on long-term reliability for this model. In general, for earbuds in this tier, the battery is often the first component to decline over years. The brand's reputation in audio is respectable but not top tier. Some audiophile communities note that JVC has moved more into affordable consumer products, so their high-end pedigree is less actively maintained. Regarding customer support, I didn't personally open a support case with JVC on these. From anecdotal user reports, there's some frustration at lack of clear battery reporting, sometimes ambiguous labeling, e.g. low latency might be displayed oddly, and occasional mic issues, but no widespread documented support failures. The brand offers a typical 12-month parts, 12-month labor warranty in many regions, so standard support is available. But in practice, your experience may vary by region. Because these are lower to mid-range, I wouldn't expect stellar support compared to premium brands. So, wrapping it all together, these JVC true wireless compact ANC earbuds deliver more features than many might expect at their price point. The strengths are clear. You get usable ANC, respectable sound for general listening, a decent battery life, low latency mode, and water resistance, all in a compact form. The drawbacks are also evident. Touch controls aren't perfect, bass is modest, mic performance is average in noisy settings, and there's no deep sound customization via app. You also give up some refinement you'd find in premium models. If I were to offer advice, If you want a no-frills set of wireless earbuds that let you enjoy music, podcasts, or casual gaming, and you want noise cancellation without paying top-tier prices, these JVC buds make a compelling case. If your priority is top-tier ANC, audiophile sound, or excellent mic performance in wind, you may want to lean toward those premium names. For everyday consumers who want above average for moderate cost, this is a solid pick. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to grab one, the link's in the comments below. If you already have them or are considering them, drop your questions or thoughts. I'd love to hear your experience. Goodbye till next time. And keep your ears tuned to Reviews Inside TV.